Sai Ram, Sai Ram, everybody. Today, in our Chintan Manthan session, discussion and deliberation, we have broached upon so many subjects, several different subjects. Today, we are taking up a subject which is very, very important. I mean, all the subject that we take, which is relevant, which is important, hence we take it up. But this subject particularly is something which is not just important, it is very essential. It's a necessity for all of us to know about. What is the subject? Subject is delusion. Delusion in spiritual space. Imagination, fantasy, the drama, the leela, what we call it as. Those are all true. But the heading that we have given is delusion in spiritual space. So that is the topic that we have taken up for discussion today. Now, let us get into this subject where this delusion stems. Is this all delusion, illusion, maya, leela, the play of the divine? Is that in existence? How do we deal with it? And how significantly it is present in the spiritual space or spiritual arena, religion, etc. The whole system is an illusion. We are living in an illusionary world, goes without saying. We always talk about Maya. Maya in itself is illusion. So, what is real? What is unreal? So, is it all illusion? Yes, it is. If so, why is our sufferings and our experiences, happiness, joy, or whatever, why does it make us feel so real? This is one subject. We are not broaching that subject in today's discussion. We are talking only about delusions, influence of Maya in spiritual space, spiritual arena, and also a little bit on the emotional state. Now, this delusion has become so prevalent in the spiritual space that is what is governing the entire spiritual path. The whole of spiritual path, I think most of spiritual path, several paths, several ways, several different practices, religious practices, spiritual practices, all those are driven by illusions and delusions. People have this delusion about themselves. People have delusions about others. So that has become very, very, very prevalent in the spiritual space. Now it has gone to a stage, I'm speaking about my own experience, being in this space for about close to 3 decades of my life, and involving with yogis and yoginis for more than 2 decades in my life. I have witnessed a lot of these delusions. I have seen a lot of people who are victims of delusion. This is one space there is no accountability by the one who is supposed to be the guide or the guru, or by the one who is practicing. Everything is left to the belief system and imaginations. There is no accountability. The worst part is in the spiritual space, people enjoy delusion. We will get into this subject. It's a very broad statement to make. We will get into a specific point by point, right? So people have started actually enjoying this state of delusion. Lot of things, lot of groups of spiritual practitioners, they've got into this delusional space. First of all, in our lives, we already have a lot of delusions. We are in a unhappy relationships. We are in a unhappy matrimony. We try to see somebody who is whom we tend to get attracted to. We feel that that person is our soulmate. We feel that that person is the twin flame, and all this rubbish. It is a play of your mind. It is a play of the Maya, and that will lead you to an absolute disaster. Absolute complete disaster. If somebody is, let us for example, there is somebody who is meant for you. Why that person did not come well in advance? Why now? Why at this stage and phase of my life? Always remember two things I've always spoken about. One, law of attraction. Second, the creative consciousness. These are the two things which are consistently working in our lives. We are getting into delusion also. Now, let us say we are in an unhappy relationship. We aspire for some happy relationship or a person whom we feel is the right one. So, what happens is that will start manifesting. When that person, somebody's, you are, you feel that such and such a person should be in my life. When the law of attraction is at play, when the creative consciousness is at play, it is intense. What happens? It the universe works in such a manner that a person whom you feel is the right one with all the attributes that you look for appears. Then what happens? You get attracted because that is what you have aspired for. Then the mess begins, a relationship begins. If someone is already in a relationship and finds a this so-called twin flame and soulmates and whatever twin flame is supposed to be, I'm not very sure about these words. I mean, these are all, it's too much of English for me. I don't believe in all this nonsense. So nevertheless, so when you start feeling that this is the person, question is, what is worked is your creative consciousness, and what that is based on your aspiration of a particular characteristics and attributes in a person. Such a person appears, connects with you, then the mess begins. You are, let us say, in an existing relationship, that gets messy. So when that gets messy, you are neither there nor here. Families are broken, families are destroyed, relationships are destroyed just with this delusion. I have seen many such. Now, please understand, this is one space which is a gray area. What is working is not your twin flame soulmate. If it were to be a soulmate who was destined to be your companion, that person would have appeared much in advance. There wouldn't have been anybody else other than this person. The relationship which you are in, let's say wedlock or a relationship or a marriage that you are in, would not have happened at all if it were to be so true, so pure. So leave these delusion out and understand what is working for you is what you have aspired for. Why such and such a person has appeared in your life is because that's what you have aspired for. Law of attraction. Law of attraction is getting manifested with your creative consciousness. You eternally want such and such a person. That is what is happening. And that is going to make a mess of your life. So be very careful. Fantasy world, imaginations, delusions, my soulmate. Second, I'll come to the next part what happens. Let us say I have seen 99% of these imaginary relationships which is manifested because of our creative consciousness and law of attraction. Almost all of them fail miserably after that relationship gets formalized. Why? Two reasons. The vanity, the fantasy, the drama which you have aspired for is fulfilled. And your eternal want of something new, something better, something more will destroy what you have got into. So kindly be careful about these false belief systems. Remove delusion, lead a very simple, decent life. Do yourselves a favor. When somebody says that I'm extremely loyal to my marriage, I respect the institution of marriage, I'm extremely loyal to that, and I'm not going to cross, I have never crossed the line, I have never breached the line. The greatest virtue accepted, but that is exactly what you're supposed to be. You haven't done anybody a favor, but yourself a favor. You have led a life of sanity without getting into the trap of these delusions, which is good. Now, you may feel that I have digressed from the main topic of discussion about delusions in the spiritual arena, spiritual space. Why is that I am speaking about this relationships, which is not the part of the topic or the heading of the topic, is because this mess is happening more so in the religious spaces and spiritual arena. Many people, many families are getting destroyed. Many families I know of. We all know, we all would have come across. They get into relationships in their spiritual arena. They go and join a particular path or a guru or an ashram or a group of worshippers of a particular church or this or that or whatever, in whichever religion, wherever they congregate, there these things will stem. These emotions will stem. Now what they will do? They are emotionally, mentally messed up already. Based on the law of attraction and creative consciousness, they get into a relationship with another person and they get a stamp of spirituality or spiritual path or religious path on that, and they feel this is legitimate. This mess is happening very rampantly in the spiritual arena. I call upon all the gurus and whatever spiritual leaders and masters, please look at your flock and try to drive some sense. Why is it that a very we are speaking about this mess which is happening in the spiritual space and arena? Very bluntly put in, the responsibility of this mess to be cleared and clarified rests solely on the master. How many extramarital affairs are happening in the space of spirituality? It's becoming mess. Why do you go to the spiritual path? Is to liberate yourself from the Arishad Vargas. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Evolve spiritually. Not to get involved with another person. Make yourself, your life, a miserable one. Or make another family's and your own family's life unbearable. Is that why you go to a spiritual path? So be careful. Do not get into this fantasy land called the soulmates and twin flames and all this nonsense. What is working is in an unhappy circumstances or a relationship or a marriage, you are aspiring for some person who is of all the attributes which you look for, and that person is attracted to you through law of attraction and creative consciousness, and you get into a mess. Please understand, this has nothing to do with Rinanabandha. This has nothing to do with your Rinas. It is everything to do with your Vartamana Karma, contemporary, what you're right now doing. Be careful. This is so long as one aspect of these delusions in the spiritual space is concerned. As I mentioned earlier, why I specifically spoke about this mess, imagination and delusions in the spiritual spaces, because that is happening. This mess in relationships and marriages getting destroyed is happening in the spiritual space, hence it was mentioned. Now coming to the spirituality specifically, delusion is so strongly present that I feel shocked. Who is in a state of delusion? The seeker, the intermediary between the seeker and the master himself, and the whole process, the sadhana, based on delusions, imaginations, wrong belief systems. Let us start with the seeker. My empathy is always with the true and honest, innocent seeker. My salutations at the feet of true seekers. Most of the seekers, or half of the seekers, are really genuine. They really want to progress spiritually. They want to go, advance their spiritual path. Then they become a seeker. But there is another set, another half of the seekers who like drama, who love miracles, who love fantasy. More than being the seekers of the truth and the righteous path, they want to enjoy the drama. Drama is not, I'm not trying to belittle the Leela. The whole world is an illusion. The entire thing is a drama which is happening. They want to take part in that drama. The whole purpose of spiritual path and progression is to get out of the drama. But they love the drama. They want the drama. I saw my guru, I saw this man, I saw him doing this miracle, that miracle, materializing this, materializing something. They enjoy that. They love that drama. Is that what you are seeking? As a seeker, what is it that you want? Please know before you start searching. And even more important, please be clear what are things which you don't want or which you should not look for. Only then you will find the right path. We all know our spiritual history, legacies we have, and we have seen the masters. I am sure most of us have read this autobiography of a yogi. What happens? Paramahansa Yogananda ji, he goes all over the place. So from Kashi to Kedar, everywhere he searches for the Guru. Messages, the teachings and messages are there, our masters have given. What happens during this process? He comes across lots and lots of siddhas who have siddhis, who can perform miracles, but he rejects them. He says, no, he is not my guru. He is a siddha, but he is not my guru. This is not what I am looking for. So he goes on and on and on, and he comes home. Finally, his guru comes to his doorstep and says that, look, don't look any further. I'll come and take you in a few days. And true to his word, Sri Yukteswara Giriji comes and picks up Paramahansa Yogananda ji and initiates him to Kriya Yoga and progresses him. Today, the world should be thankful. Thanks to Sri Paramahansa Yogananda ji, we have such a wonderful family of yogis and yoginis across the world, what he has given to the world. Because why? Understand, Paramahansa Yogananda ji rejected the drama, including siddhis. मेरा हमेशा कहना है कि सिद्धि रद्दी के बराबर होता है. सिद्धियों का क्या करोगे आप? What are you going to do? Because you're going to get stuck there. That's why in our Shunya Kriya, why do we refrain from getting trapped in the hands of siddhis? Because we know, we have experienced, people are getting siddhis and they are getting delusional and they started becoming, validation, this self-importance and things like that. But in our Kriya, they will be sent out, I'm sorry. That is why we refrain from siddhis. Including the paranormal powers which people aspire for, in our path we say no. No more drama. So as a seeker, what we should look for is a path without drama. Is a path without all these miraculous experiences. So, my few words to the seekers: don't get into this delusion of judging or deciding on a path or a guru based on the miracles, based on displaying certain siddhis. Don't fool yourself. Know what you're looking for, know what you should not be looking for, and when you are clear about these two, your guru will come to you. Don't have to search. That is so long as the seekers are concerned. Next, there are in between seekers and masters, true masters. What is it that they are looking for? Validation. I am close to the master. I am almost a master. I am almost halfway. I am very close. I am almost this. I am almost. If that person is true to his spiritual progression that he or she claims, he would say one thing: I am one with my master. There are no stages. When you find a guru, you are one with your guru. The process, individual consciousness, your sadhanas, your karmas, your karma phalas, your rinanavandhas, and rest of, all these things are there, a part of the process. It goes on, but you from within, you are one with your guru. गुरु बनना आसान नहीं है, हर किसी को गुरु बनना है, बहुत मुश्किल है. Very, it is, कोई बनता नहीं है अपने कोशिश से. Nobody becomes a guru with his efforts. Someone becomes a guru with his virtues, with the sadhana and the blessings of his guru. Self-appointed gurus are of no avail. Don't waste your life. There is another set of delusionally people in this spiritual space. As I said, this is a fantasy world. They are the ones who will start saying that I am a reincarnation of the supreme consciousnesses person who was very close to that person. For example, our master Sri Shirdi Sai Maharaj, I will specify, I'll take the name, no issues. Somebody says that I am a reincarnation of Baba's ardent devotee or a disciple. Some of the gems of Baba's, toli, जिसे कहते हैं हम लोग, Baba's closest people, the greatest of the devotees, rather, fine examples of devotion and, example of being a disciple. Somebody is saying I'm Radha Krishna Mai's reincarnation. Somebody is saying I am Baijama's reincarnation. You mukti nahi mili. You didn't get the salvation. You didn't get the union and oneness with Baba. You had to come again. Is our master so inconsiderate? Or do you really think that Baijama was not that evolved? Or Radha Krishna Mai was not that evolved? What utter nonsense is that? All these things are delusions. I don't hesitate in saying this. If somebody is in that state of delusion, please, I would love to meet that person and clarify. No, you're wrong. You are in a fantasy land. Sorry, ma'am. Sorry, sir. Let's talk. So there are certain siddhis and this and that they display, and people get attracted to the drama. Mess. You are not going anywhere. Stay away. Word of caution, please stay away. नौटंकी नहीं चाहिए हमें, योग साधना चाहिए. हमें समझना है, वी डू नॉट वांट ड्रामा, वी वांट आवर प्रैक्टिस टू बी परफेक्ट, वी वांट टू बी इन द कस्टडी of a right guru who is going to take us to the path of union, salvation, oneness, nirvana, moksha, explain on the basis of gnana, bhakti, karma, who will evolve us intellectually, spiritually, who will make us understand logically, take us forward as scientifically as possible or as logically as possible, not someone who he believes in the drama and nautakis. Please, word of advice, refrain yourselves from getting into those traps. What they are looking at, there are two types of people. I actually am empathetic towards those people who believe that they are this incarnation, that incarnation. It is happening in every path. I know, for example, Sri Puttaparthi Sai Babaji, very noble spiritual master, more of Bhakti Margis, for the Bhakti Margis. Many women have said that I am his wife, I am his cosmic wife, I am his spiritual wife, he is Narayana, I am Lakshmi, he is Krishna, I am Radhe, he is Rama, I am Sita. Utter nonsense. And finally, a spiritual master of his stature had to get court orders and refraining orders and put up posters in Puttaparthi and say that please do not allow these women into Puttaparthi. Nut cases should be sent straight to the nut houses. Anyway, blunt statement, truth is always blunt. Now, imagine this kind of a situation a religious or a spiritual master has to go through. He said, no, none of them. How many wives will I have? He is a brahmachari. Somebody says that he was Rama and I am Sita, reincarnation. Somebody says that he is Vishnu, I am Lakshmi. Somebody says that I am Rajarajeshwari, his wife. I have evidences to prove. These are all in the courts. Refraining orders and police complaints have been filed against these people who were trying to. Some lady, थोड़ा व्यंग भी होना चाहिए, पूरा दुल्हन बन के सज के आ गई पुट्टपर्थी, बोल रही है आजा मेरे साथ शादी कर ले. Imagine that spiritual master's plight कि भाई मुझे नहीं करनी है शादी. ऐसे पागलपंती चल रही है. Delusions. I am Radha Krishna Mai's reincarnation. Unfortunately, that lady passed away in Shirdi a couple of months ago. Very young girl, 47 years old. I am the Baijama's reincarnation. क्यों भाई, बाईजामा को मुक्ति नहीं मिले? मुझे तो पता है उनको मिली है, आप कहां से आ गए भाई? क्या नौटंकी कर रहे हो? मत करो. But I can only empathize and feel sorry for that person and say that, look, madam, look, mother, please grow out of it. One is that they start believing in, and people are, unki jo toli rehti hai, they will also start believing in it. So that becomes a cult. Everybody will fall flat on their face. Careful. Now coming to my favorites. हमारे हीरे जो खड़े हैं, स्पिरिचुअल एंटरप्राइज जो चल रहा है, धंधा बना के रख दिया भक्ति का, योग साधना का जो धंधा चलाते हैं, उनके बारे में क्या बताएं हम? What do I speak about them? They are the smartest of the people. They don't have any delusion. वो उनकी खुद की औकात जानते हैं. They know what they are. Not for a moment I am saying that they have no command over the knowledge of spirituality. Not for a moment I am saying that they don't have the sadhana. They haven't done the sadhana. Not for a moment I am saying that they don't have the siddhis. In your spiritual path, siddhi is nothing but radhi. आपको गलत रास्ते पे लेके जा सकता है. आपकी जो प्रोग्रेशन है स्पिरिचुअल उसको रोक के रख सकता है. केयरफुल अबाउट सिद्धीज. यू विल गेट इट. कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. इट्स नॉट अ बिग डील. नॉट अ बिग डील. बट डोंट गेट ल्यूर्ड विद सिद्धीज. यू विल गेट इट. नाउ these boys and girls, कोई राधे है, कोई कन्हैया है, कोई अवधूत है, कोई ब्रह्मर्षि है, कोई गुरु घंटालय, जो भी है, सेल्फ अपॉइंटेड स्मार्ट कुकीज. I really like them as entrepreneurs. Good businessmen. Trust me. They run spiritual enterprises. They love these seekers who are innocent. They are innocent seekers. They are in the business of number game. They want more and more people. They will start declaring about themselves. Self-obsessed. Self-obsessed so much. They are completely entrapped with their own self, their appearance, how they look, how handsome they are. They have trichologist who takes care of their health. I mean, here somebody called dermatologist, looks, appearance, makeup before any discourse. क्या हो रहा है? Can we not know? Apply a little logic. Can't you know? Why? Now, there are many in the market. Many. Spirituality is a big business and very less competition. Success ratio is always 50-50. You pray for something, half of them it gets fulfilled by default, not due to the miracle of that hero or heroine, whoever that spiritual master. By default, chalo, you wished for something, law of attraction has worked, creative consciousness has worked, the supreme consciousness has blessed, half of it has worked, 50%, finished. No marketing required. They will attribute fulfillment of their desires to this 1, 2, 3, whatever those people are. There the marketing begins. Multi-level marketing. Half of them who get fulfilled, finish, they'll take the guru or avatar or reincarnation to a different level. Another half will not reject and walk away. They wait. Aspire for their wishes also to get fulfilled. So this is how the cult grows. That is what is prevalent in spiritual arena today. How do we deal with it? What do we do? It is not difficult. Just observe. Take 1 minute. First, you internalize from within. Change your thoughts. मस्तिष्क में थोड़ा जोर दीजिए. इतना जान लो कि कोई भी एक गुरु का आप एग्जाम्पल ले लीजिए. यू टेक एग्जाम्पल ऑफ वन ट्रू गुरु और अ मास्टर. माय मास्टर श्री साईनाथ महाराज ऑफ शिरडी. नंगे पैर, 2 जोड़ा कफनी, एक झोली, हाथ में सटका, सर पे पटका, झोली में एक टबरल और एक थाली. बस हो गया. एक चिल्लम हो गया. मेरे मालिक का द्वारका में ही था एक कमरा, उसमें एक धुनी, द एटर्नल यज्ञ. Our Lord had just 2 pairs of kafni, barefoot, dhoti, jholi, the bag, satka patka, that's it. What worldly possessions he had? No trust, no foundations, no collection of charity. Collect 100 rupees, donate 20 rupees, 80 rupees, my luxuries. No such nonsense. Lived on bhiksha. Served people. Cooked people for people. अपने हाथों से खाना बना के खिलाया. And he had time for everybody. Every single disciple and devotee. Mind you, during the days when Baba was in his body, he met every single person who came to meet him. आजकल के गुरुओं के तो 3-4 सेक्रेटरीज होते हैं भाई. You can't even get them online, on phone. Busy, traveling. Seriously? For what? My master, my father, my mother, my guru, my Lord, my Bhagwan did not exceed or cross the line of Neemgaon, 5 kilometers on both the sides of Shirdi, but his presence was felt in every part of the world. But our gurus are never in one place. They are living between the airports, wearing designer clothes, makeup artists, photographers, social media. Come on. You may feel that, okay, I am a follower, believer of Sri Sainath Maharaj of Shirdi, so I am taking only his example. No. Let us talk about true masters everywhere. Ramakrishna Paramahansa, Sharda Mata, Trailanga Swami, Gajanan Maharaj, Swami Samartha of Akkadkot, Sri Ramana Maharshi, like Kenchi Dham wale hamare. If somebody can remind me his name, I think Neem Karori Baba. I'm giving you these names. I am talking about these gurus and spiritual masters who have been there some time ago, about 100, 150 years ago. Plenty. I am not just talking about my master. I'll give you thousands of examples. Swami Vivekananda, Paramahansa Yogananda, they went abroad. I'm not denying. For what? The Western world should always be thankful for 3 men who went to the West. Swami Vivekananda, Paramahansa Yogananda, and Srila Prabhupada. They took a philosophy which was hidden in this part of the world, eastern part of the world, to the West, and yes, there are followers there. They served. Now, I do not want to entertain more controversy, so I will not take names of modern day gurus. You come across any guru, please compare any, as a seeker, when you go anywhere to any of these so-called gurus, avatars, blah, 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 all these guys, with one of the names I have said. Just one. And if you see that they are anywhere close, please go ahead. You don't even have to ask. कोई है नहीं. Sorry, state of affairs. A guru is, these modern day gurus I'm talking about, giving a discourse, pravachan, darshan, showing up himself. The one who sits in the front row, and this is all paid, mind you, the one who sits very close to him, 1 lakh. After 3 rows, 75,000. After 7 rows, 25,000. After that is 10,000, and above, after that is all minimum of 5,000 rupees. This is how the organizers said you will have to pay. Closer to Guru, higher the price you pay. Is a Guru. Apply logic. I am not saying anything. I am placing the facts you all would have come across as it is. The delusion, spiritual delusion. Why I am coming back to the delusion, not talking about these gentlemen. You believe in such people as a seeker. Shake out. What is wrong with you? I am for a moment not judging their paths and processes. No, maybe they are good. Possibly. Or possibly not. But that person is not a guru. He is a self-obsessed person who is still caught in the illusion. He himself is under the influence of Maya मेम साहब. वो आपको कहाँ दिखाए? खुद फंसा हुआ है, आपको कहाँ निकालेगा? कुछ होने वाला नहीं है. साधना के प्रति आपको कुछ श्रद्धा है, आप अगर उसके प्रति आपकी निष्ठा है, उन्होंने जो सिखाया है उसकी साधना आप करोगे तो करो, लेकिन उन पर निर्भर होगे तो कुछ होगा नहीं. I'm not going to mince with words and I'm not going to lie about it. The biggest delusion is in the minds of these self-appointed masters. खुद तो डूबे सनम, साथ में आपको भी लेके डूबेंगे. Be careful. It's no big deal. You can always compare with these masters whom I named. One master you pick and just compare with the person who's there. Now I am coming to this. Half of the seekers also love the drama. I don't blame these spiritual entrepreneurs only. Even the seekers, half the seekers also love the drama. They want to pay because they have the money. They want to be closer. They feel that that is the way they progress spiritually. उनको बिगाड़ने वाले भी सीकर्स है. सच्चे सीकर्स को भी बिगाड़ देंगे वो लोग. So be very careful about these delusions. And it is not difficult. It is definitely not difficult to understand this path and the people. So don't get carried away. Apply a little bit of logic. Think through for yourself. Compare with the true masters. Don't be under the delusion in spiritual space. अगर यहाँ पे अगर आप खो गए तो कहाँ जाओगे? In the space of spiritual progression, not aspirations, the path of spiritual progression, if you get lost, where will you go? So, this is few words about spiritual delusion, which I thought I should share with, and to conclude, to all those spiritual, so-called spiritual masters and self-appointed gurus, my only advice is please don't come out of those delusions about yourselves. Kindly guide people to the righteous path. My submission at your feet, humbly I am begging you, kindly come out of it. You can. Don't misguide people. It's a biggest spiritual crime that you're doing, and your karma phala is going to haunt you. It is going to nail you. Please, and you all know better than anybody else what is the consequences of spiritual crime, which is misguiding the true seekers. So I conclude my words with these statements and comments, and I welcome criticism and comments and questions, please, if there are any. So, anybody has any questions to ask?
Bhaiya, I have a question, Bhaiya.
Yes.
Bhaiya, most of the times, talking about you answer it partially. Most of the times we look at terms or whatever it is, we use it as a validation of your spiritual progress. And when you say that sometimes it's very difficult now. You say that you're dismantling that whole concept of validation, right? So how do we discipline yourself that
How do you ascertain if we have spiritually progressed or not? And these some of this spiritual experiences which you feel is a validation of your progression is demolished. So how do you actually realize that you are progressing spiritually? Is that the question? Am I right in understanding the question?
yeah, yes, Bhaiya.
Yeah. Okay. Now, first of all these things stems from the beginning, where you start, where you begin. What are you looking for? As it was explained, if you're looking for siddhis, if you're looking for these magic, if you're looking for this drama, then you will get them. But is that what you're looking for? But if you're looking for true understanding, if you're looking for the salvation or the moksha or the nirvana, then all these things are not a subject of validation. They are more of distraction. A true guru whom you are following will tell you that, look, don't get stuck. Do not get stranded in these places with these magics and miracles. There's a difference between magic and miracle. That's a different subject. But yes, don't get stranded. This is not what it is. So it is in the hands of a true master to guide you through. That is why it is so important to have a guru and a right guru. So it all starts with in the beginning, what are you looking for? Some of these experiences come and go, just ignore, witness it, ignore, move on. I'm not saying that it doesn't come. As per the Zen Buddhism, Buddhist philosophy, one of the greatest set of meditators in the world, the Buddhists, Vipassana, if I may quote, take the name, in that they very clearly mention these thoughts, these emotions, these experiences, these visions will come. Do not get carried away. They are distractions. They are the play of Maya. The Maya plays. Maya is not a person, it is not a gender, it is just an illusion. It plays in such a manner to distract you, so be careful. Stick to your goal, stick to your destination, stick to your shunya, stick to your moksha. These things just witness, they come, they go. First, it will be unpleasant, then it will be pleasant. First, if it is pleasant, then it can be unpleasant. Dreams, visions, experiences, don't get stuck. Those are all there to take you out of the path. So that is the way you handle these experiences. Right? Did I answer your question? Thank you. So any other questions? So today is a lucky day that I don't have many questions. Just be honest. Thank you so much, Sai Ram.